Okay, good morning again. And now, do you have a question regarding, listen, all of you open your book, page 147. Sorry, page 174. The ones that they are here. All of you open your book, page 174. Do you have any question regarding the course book? Okay, regarding the practice book. All of you open the practice book right now, page. Yes, Amir, you raise your hand. Let me just give you the page number in the practice book. Page 88 and 89. Okay, let's hear Amir. And then Jad. Amir, what's your question?
Teacher, in the course book,
Mm-hmm.
I did not understand question 5.
Okay, question 5. Remember what did I used to say when we want to find a mistake?
Yes.
What did we used to do? Do I even look at the way that they solve it?
No.
What do? You solve it by yourself, isn't that right?
Yes.
So once you solve it by yourself, you're going to write the measurement. So let me open it right now with a new page. Whiteboard. The questions gave you a certain shape. And this shape is as following. They draw for you this. Just 1 minute, miss. Okay, they draw this shape for you. And I'm going here to change the color. Yusuf, close the video, please. And then they draw this one for you. And I'm also going to change the color. They didn't do this in the book. They didn't change the colors, but they actually draw lines between them. They label each one of them. Once you enter, miss, please mute yourself. Then I will listen to your question. Right now, for the ones that they don't know where we are, we're in the practice book. Miss في ناس عم بيحكوا قاعدين, فبليز mute yourself. This is lesson 18.3, page. Amir, please mute yourself right now, okay? Till I'm done. Once I'm done, I will let you speak again.
Okay.
Question 5, okay? For the ones that they don't know where we are. They told you the following. They said that this is area 1, or this is A. They didn't say area 1. And they said that this is B. And they said that this is the opposite. This is actually B. Well, this is actually C. Capital C. Okay. Now they are asking you to find the total area for the shape. Now, if I want to find the total area for the shape A, they draw in the question, they said that the line from here to here is actually 5. And from here to here is actually what? 8. So the area for this one, for A, will actually be what? 5 times 8, which equals to 40. So till now, he actually solved it correctly. The area for A is 40. Now he's asking me to find also the area for B. But if I'm looking at B here, this one, they said that it's actually 6. And let me write it. This is 6 centimeter. But the trick wasn't here. The trick was right here. They said that This one, all of it is actually 4. Can I find the area for B right away? The whole line is 4 centimeter, not the length for B, not this part. And let me change the color to show you what do I mean. Not this part here. I cannot make it thinner than this, but this is what I mean. I want to find the length for B, which is not 4, it's smaller than 4. How can I do that? I'm going to look at the other measurement that they give it to me. Will they help me? This one, they said it's 8. Okay. And this one, let me draw here the line. From here till here, they said it's 10. If this one is 10 and this one is 8, here, look, this one is 8 and this one is 10. What is left for this one here? Wouldn't you say 10 minus 8? So the length right here will be actually 2. So this one is 2, which means this one is also what? 2. So now what about the length of B? The length of B will be what? 4 minus 2, which is also 2. Now can you find the area for B? You're going to say the area for B, I can figure it out because I know my sides, equals 2 times 6, which actually equals to what? To 12. Now what about the area for C? For C, I want to find the missing sides. I do know that the length here is 2. What about the width? How can I figure out the width? The width, they actually give it to me. They said that it's what? 20. They said that from here to here, it's actually what? 20. So what is my area? What is the area for C? You're going to say the area for C is actually equals what? 2 times 20, which is 40. Till here, is it clear? I'm going now to find the ones that they raise their hand. Yes, yeah, Amir.
Yes,
Till
teacher.
now, is it clear, yeah, Amir?
Yes.
Okay. Now I will continue the rest because I didn't finish the question. Masa, what's your question? Masa?
Okay, I don't have a question about this. Yes,
Yes, what's your question?
I don't have a question about this question.
You have for next lesson?
Yes.
Okay, once we're done with this, we're going to move to the next lesson.
Okay.
Okay? Now, Zaid, what's your question?
Teacher, how do we find 20 centimeter?
They give it to me. I didn't figure it out by myself. It was written in the question.
Okay, thank you.
If
Teacher.
you open the book, you're going to figure it out. Welcome. What's your question?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, what's your question?
Question 4A.
4A
Yes.
in the same page?
Yes.
Okay, once I'm done with this, I'm asking right now, do you have a question regarding this? Question 5.
Okay.
So, let's move to the next one. Miss, the one that Amir, I need him to stay. Masa the same. Wasfa the same. Laith Khawaja, what's your question?
Miss, in 18.4, the course book, page numbers, question number 6.
Yeah, I know. Masa, she's asking also about it, so I will solve it. Just give me a minute, 5 minutes till I'm done with these questions. Okay?
Okay.
Jad, what's your question regarding this?
No, I have for the next lesson.
Miss, if you do have a question for the next lesson, please lower your hand. Once I'm done with these, I will move to the next lesson. Don't worry.
Okay.
Now, let's continue. Julie, I hope that you have a question for this lesson. What's your question, yeah, Julie?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, let's now continue. Now, I'm not done yet. I should find the total area. So the total area will be adding 40 plus the 12 plus the 40 one more time. Because area A, as you notice, is 5 times 8, which is 40. Area B is 6 times 2, which is a 12. Area C, it's 2 times 20, which is also what? 40. If you're looking at the book, what was the mistakes that they did? Area A, they figured it correct, but B and C, they didn't do it correct. They said that B is a 24, but it's actually what? 12. This one is a 12, not 24. And C, they said it's a 20, but it's actually what? 40, which means the total will also be wrong. So if I add them, the answer will be 92, but they wrote it's 84, so this is another mistake. The unit, they wrote it's centimeter, but for the area, the unit will always be centimeter what? Square. So this is also another mistake. So till now I have 4 mistakes. The first mistake was area B. The second mistake was area C. The third mistake was the total. The fourth mistake was the unit. Now I'm not done with the question. They ask you to also find the perimeter, which means you need to add all of the sides. Remember, when you want to add all of the sides so that you don't get confused before I start, I'm going to put a label where I'm going to start, from which side I'm going to start. So I want to start from the 10. Now let's start one by one. The perimeter will be equals 2. The first one is 10, then a plus. The second one is actually 5. The third one is 8. Now the fourth one, which is this one. How about, what's the length of it? They didn't write it for me. So who can answer it? Yes, yeah. Zaid. What is the missing side, ya Zaid?
9.
How did you know?
I added 5
Uh-huh.
6
Excellent.
and 20 minus 5 plus 6, which is 20 minus 11.
Excellent job. So this one will be, thank you very much, ya Zaid. This will actually be what? 9, as Zaid mentioned. So let's just write it. How did Zaid figure it out? This one is actually 9 centimeter. How did he know? He said that this one was 5. I'm going to move it here. And this one was 6. Not this one, this one. Or let me draw it just one more time. It's much more easier. This one was 6. So 5 plus 6 will be 11. 20 minus 11 will give you 9. So right now, I need to add 9. So plus 9. Now plus, what's the other side? If this one is 2, this one will also be what? 2. Plus 6. Plus 4. Plus 20. And I'm done with all the sides. Now, once I add them all, the answer should be 64, which they did it correct. They said it's 53. Also, the unit is wrong. The unit should be centimeter. They said it should be centimeter squared. So these are all of the mistakes that they made it. The first mistake, one more time, I'm going to highlight them. The first mistake was area, not this one, let me choose this one, was area B. The second mistake was area C. The third mistake, the total. The fourth mistake, the unit. The fifth mistake, the perimeter. And the last mistake was the unit of the perimeter. Okay? In this case, we're done with this question. Now let's move to question 4a. What's she asked about it? In 4a, I'm going to erase everything. And now I'm going to draw the shape. They draw the following for you. And they said the measurements are as following. This one is actually 9 centimeter. And this one is actually 8 centimeter. I'm taking my measurement from the book. And then inside this shape, they draw another one. Or let me make it yellow. Okay, this one, and they give the measurement as following. That this one is 2 centimeter. And that this one is actually 6 centimeter. They are asking you to figure out the area, the red area, okay? So the red area, it's the big rectangle minus the small rectangle, because I'm taking it from the red area, this is small amount, the yellow one. So the first step I will be doing it, I'm going to label them. The red one, I'm going to name it with the A, or area 1, or area 1, let's name it. Or this one, I'm going to name it with area 2. Now, area 1, if I want to figure it out here, area 1 is actually equals what? 9 times 8, which is 72 centimeter. Now, area 2 is actually 6 times 2, which is 12 centimeter. Sorry, the units, by the way, are wrong. I'm going to fix them now. Centimeter square, and here also centimeter square. Okay, now I want the red area, but the red area I'm not going to add because I'm taking apart from the whole red one. I'm taking this one from it, which means I'm going to subtract right now. So the area, the red area, will actually equals what? Area 1, the bigger one, minus the small amount that I took it, which is area 2. So it's going to be 72 minus 12, which actually going to give you what? 60 centimeter square. In this case, I'm done with the question regarding this lesson. I'm going to lower all of your hands right now. Okay? Do not raise your hand. Now, if you have a question regarding lesson 18.3, raise your hand. 18.3, Yamasa. Okay, let's hear you out, Yamasa. What's your question?
Can I ask you 5 questions quickly?
What is it?
Every single time, in this
What?
lesson quickly, and every single time we have a hole, do we minus?
Can you speak slowly, please? I didn't understand.
In 18.3, every single time we have a hole in each like the diagram.
Yeah,
We
you do
subtract,
minus.
right?
Yes, you subtract.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't understand the the adding part in question 6.
The adding part, which adding part?
About question 6 in the course book.
We don't have a question 6 in the course book, by the way.
I mean in 18.3.
Question 5, the one that I just did it?
No, yes, question 5, I mean.
Okay, miss, once we're done with this lesson, this video will be sent for you. Rewatch it again. Okay? Because I want to draw it right now, one more time.
Homework question 6.
The homework, it's the same idea as a question 5 in the practice book. So
I mean in 18.4, not 3.
miss, I'm just talking right now about 18.3. Do you have a question regarding 18.3?
No.
Okay, thank you. Muhammad, what's your question regarding 18.3?
No, I don't have in this lesson.
Miss, I'm going to lower your hand one more time. Do not raise it. Listen to my instruction. Raise your hand only if you have questions regarding lesson 18.3. Yes, Ya Qais. What's your question?
Teacher, in the practice book, question 2.
Uh-huh. What about it?
I didn't understand how they
Miss,
did
it's the same idea as a question 4a. There's nothing new in it. You find the big area, then you subtract from it the small area that you have it.
Okay,
And I didn't even ask you to do B because there's a mistake with the measurement in B. You just need to find the big area,
yeah,
minus
only
the small
A.
one.
Yeah, I know, only A.
Okay, only A. And I'm going to draw the picture if you don't know how to find the measurements. Here is the picture that they draw it for you. This one, the big one, they gave you the measurement, and then they draw a door like this. From here. And they ask you to find the gray area, which means the yellow one. And the measurement that they give it to you, they didn't put the measure for this one here, they put it right here.
Yeah.
That the measure is 2, which means this one is actually 2. And they said that this one is what? Is 1. So 2 times 1, which is 2. But for the yellow one, this one they told you it is 3. Okay? But they gave you here 3 different measurements. This one, and this one. So if you want to find your width, you should add them all together. Then you find the area. Is it clear now, Ya Qais?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Ya Wasfa, what's your question?
Question 3.
3, miss, the same as 5. I'm not going to do it now. If I solve the same idea, I'm not going to do it. Once I'm done with the lesson, rewatch question 5. How did I solve it? Do the same procedure for question 3 in the practice book. Yes, Ya Adnan, what's your question?
Teacher, in the CP, will we have to write A equals A1 minus A2 هذا?
If it's a two-mark question, you should show your work, so yes, you need to write.
Even
If
in
it's
mock?
a 1 mark, no, you don't need to show your work. Yes, Ya Masa, what's your question?
I didn't understand homework question 6 in 18.4.
Ya Masa, did you even hear me out? I'm still talking about 18.3. Did I move to 18.4? Tell me, did I move, Masa?
No.
Thank you. And I did hear you out from the beginning, Masa. Now, before I move, do you have any question regarding 18.3? Not a repeated question. Now we're going to start with 18.4. The first question I will be starting with it in 18.4 is a question number 6. Then I will go to the previous question if you do have a question regarding them. Question number 6 from the from the course book. Alice buys a fish tank. The dimensions of the fish tank are shown in the diagram. For right now, I will be drawing a fish tank, but I will go right now to the, not from here. Okay, and right now I'm going to draw a fish tank. Or let's just use one that we already have it. Let's use this one, okay? Copy and paste right here. And I'm not going to use these measurements because I don't need them. Okay? And assume the 9 is not here. In this fish tank, they gave you the following. They said that this line here, from here to here, is actually what? 80. And this one from here to here is actually what? 35. And this one, all of it, is actually 40, the height. Okay? And they are telling you Alice fills the tank with water to 4/5 of the height, which means she didn't use all of the height, she used 4/5 of it. She only used 4/5 of the height. What's the height? Is actually what? Is actually 40. Right now, if I want to find 4/5 of the height, this is the first way of solving it. I'm going to solve it in 2 different ways. If I want to solve it using four-fifths of the height, let's write an equation here. ليش مش عم تزبط؟ Okay, it's not working out with me to write the equation, so I'm just going to write now normally. So if I want to find 4/5, 4/5 is actually 4/5 times 40. Or to make things easier, it will not be clear in this way for you guys, I do know that. Undo. Okay, let me write it in this way. If I say 4/5 times 40, before I even solve, shouldn't I make this one as a fraction? And then I can cancel. Divide by 5, this will be 1. Divide by 5, this will be 8. Now 8 times 4 is what? 32. So the actual height is what? 32 that I'm talking about, because the water is not all of it. I didn't fill all the tank. I just fill 4/5 of the 40, which means only till what? 32. Now, if I want to find the volume, because when he said that, I know that 1 centimeter cubed has a mass of 1 gram, the centimeter cubed is a unit for which measurement? Is it for the perimeter, or for the area, or for the volume? Who can tell me? Let's hear Laith. Laith, when I say centimeter cubed, it's a way to measure what? I didn't unmute you. Laith?
Yeah.
The centimeter cubed is to measure what? The area or the perimeter or the volume?
The volume.
The volume, which means I should figure out the volume. But my dimension for the volume, will it be 80 times 35 times 40 or 80 times 35 times 32?
Times 40.
This is times 40 if all of the tank is full with water. Is all of the tank full with water?
Wait.
Did they fill all the
No.
tank? So
No.
what's your
32.
actual height? 32. So you're going to multiply 80 times 35 times 32. This is, by the way, the first way. I will give you another way, okay? So now, what will I do right now? I'm going to multiply the volume, actually equals 80 times 35 times 32, which going to give you right now, when you multiply them, all of them together, you can use a calculator if you want. 80 times 35 times 32, which actually equals 89,600. 89,600 centimeter cube. I'm not done yet. He's asking you what is the mass of water. And he gave you this hint. The mass, the measurement unit for the mass in general is either in gram or kilogram or in ton. For right now, he told you that 1 centimeter cubed is actually 1 gram. So the 89,600 centimeter cubed, isn't that equal to 89,600 gram? And if this one 89,600 gram, wouldn't that mean that 89,600 gram is equivalent to how many kilogram? Because if you look at the question, he didn't ask it to be in grams. He asked you to give your answer in kilogram. So shouldn't I divide this by 1,000? Which means it's going to be 89.6 kilogram. And that's it. This is the first way. But in the answer key, I didn't solve it in this way. I will show it to you right now. But before that, I'm going to lower your hands. Do not raise it right now. Do not raise your hand. Now, raise your hand if you have a question regarding this way. This way only. Not regarding another question. Yes, yeah. Kareem.
Miss, I didn't understand the first one, the volume. When
What do you mean?
when he filled the 4/5 of the tank.
I need to find my heights. The height that is written is 40, and this is only if you fill all of the tank, ya Kareem. But did they fill it all?
No.
Which means I need to figure out what's the actual height. So how will you know when they say 4/5 of something? The of, what does it represent?
Times.
Times, so you're going to multiply 4/5 times 40.
40.
Once you get your answer, you can actually find the height, then you will find the volume. Is it clear now?
Yeah, but teacher, today we have a quiz.
No, yeah, miss, I've mentioned from the beginning, we're not.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Ryan, what's your question?
Teacher,
Yes.
can we just find the volume of the tank itself? And
Ryan, yes, we can. I told you that there's another way.
Oh.
I will do this other way right now, but I'm just asking about this way, yeah, Ryan.
Okay.
Is there something you don't get it in this way?
No.
Okay. Now the other way around is before you even start, you just find the total volume. What's the actual volume? So right now, I'm just going to find the actual volume, clear everything. If I want to find the actual volume, I would say that the volume, and this is how I solve it for you in the homework, 80 times 35 times 40, which going to give you, let's use the calculator for that, 80 times 35 times 40, which actually equals 112,000. So I'm going to write this is 112,000 centimeter cubed. Now, the next step, they didn't say that all of the tank is full. They said 4/5 of it, which means I will multiply, but I'm going to write it normally. 4/5, this is 5, times the volume that they give it to me, which is 112,000. And this is over 1. Right now, I'm not going to even bother myself with the cancelling. I will multiply numerator by numerator, denominator times denominator. So 112,000 times 4, if I use the calculator, this is going to give me 448,000. So I'm going to write here 448,000 over what? 5 times 1, 5. Then I will divide. I should simplify because for this one, divide by 5, sorry. It will give you 89,600, which means this one here will actually be equal to 89,600 centimeter cubed. Now I will do the same. The 89,600, I'm going to write it here. 89,600 centimeter cubed is equivalent to 89,600 gram, and this one is equivalent to 89.6 kilogram. And I'm done. With the same way you solve the question that is in the practice book. I'm not going to solve it now. I'm going now. Do you have a question regarding this? Do you have any question now regarding 18.4? Yes, yeah, Amir.
Teacher, you can, like, with another way, you can divide 40 by 5,
Miss, I'm not
which is
looking
8,
for
and 8 times
cancelling
4, which is
method,
32.
Amir. I'm not looking for cancelling method. You can do whatever you want. I just want to do the direct way because this is a live session, okay? So
Okay.
you can do whatever method you want. Of course, you can cancel.
Okay.
Yes, Yanur, what's your question?
Teacher, is this the practice book?
No, this is the course book.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? The practice book, you can do it in the same way, but I'm not going to solve it. Now, because we're done with all of these questions, one more time, this is the last time. Masa, do you hear me? Do you have a question regarding lesson 18.4? Yes, yeah, Masa. What's your question?
Teacher, why didn't you study 15.3? I mean 15.5.
Because I don't need it right now. If I have time and I'm done with Unit 2 and 9, I will give it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Miss, please don't ask me questions that are not related to the lesson right now. Yes, yeah, Mu'taz, what's your question?
Question 5B.
5B, excellent question. He's asking you to check your answer using estimation. But you all know that the estimating, it's not always the same if you estimate to a different number. This is the first thing. And when you estimate, you do not estimate your final answer. You estimate the measurement themselves. And this is the mistake that most of you did. You actually estimate the final answer that you got it in A, which is wrong. You need to estimate the measurement, the 3.2, the 4.8, and the 2.1. Now, I didn't say you can round the way that you want. I ask you in the online homework to round to the nearest whole. So the 3.2 will actually be what? I'm going to clear all of the drawing. The 3.2 will actually be equivalent when I round it. This is not the actual equal, but I don't have the sign for it. Will actually be 3. And the 4.8, when you round it to the nearest whole, will actually be 5. And the 2.1 will actually be 2. Now you need to multiply the volume equals 3 times 5 times 2, which actually give you what? 30. Okay? That's why it wasn't correct. Is it clear now, ya Mu'taz?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in this case, let's move. Yes, ya Omar. What's your question, ya Omar?
Teacher, I didn't understand the question that Mu'taz asked.
Miss, did you open the book to look at the question that Mu'taz asked?
Yes.
Okay, what did the question says?
Check your answer using estimation.
Okay. And the actual answer was what? In A, what did you figure out in A? The actual answer in A was what? 32.266. But I didn't told you that the correct answer should be 32. Did I say that?
No.
In B. In B, the correct answer was 30. Mu'taz is asking, why is it 30, not 32? Because when you want to estimate, you do not estimate the final answer. You estimate the actual measurement. So I estimate the 3.2, the 4.8, the 2.1, then I find the volume. Once I find it, I compare. But you do not round the final answer. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay. Now I will move to the next lesson. I'm done with this one. Let's start with the new lesson, which is lesson 2.3. We're going to talk about right now functions. So let's start from here. The first thing that you're going to see in front of you, that I do have too many dots that they are connected with each other. Does this have to do with our lesson? Of course it do. Our lesson is representing simple function. Our objective is the student will be able to represent simple function using word, symbols, and mapping. Now, what do I mean by function? The function, it's a connection between numbers. I connect one number to another number. And once I connect them, I can draw lines between them. And once you draw a line, you can get the figures that is drawn in front of you. So, one more time. The function is actually what? Is a relationship between two sets of numbers. So if I say that the first number is 3, and the relationship is to add 4, the new number will be 3 plus 4, which is 7. So I connect the 3 and the 7 by a relationship. This relationship is called a function. What was the function adding 4? If I said that I want to connect the 3 by, let's say, 15, what do you think the relation is? What's the connection? Can any one of you tell me what's the connection? Yes, ya Laith. What's the connection? What did I do with the 3? Laith, what did I do with the 3 to make it 15?
Times 5.
Excellent job. So times 5. So the function is actually what? Times 5. And that's my relationship. I connected the 3 with the 15 by multiplying the 3 by 5. Now, let's say that I have another number. Let's say I have 6 and I want to make the 6, let's say 2. What's the connection, ya Mu'taz? What do you do with the 6 to make it 2?
Divide by 3 or minus 4.
Excellent job. So you don't only have one connection, you can have more than one connection. So either divide it by 3 or add or minus 4. So now, how do I represent function? You have more than one way. Our lesson is only about 2 ways, either using mapping diagram or using function machine. The function machine, I'm going to have 2 levels of it, either with 1 operation or with 2 operations. So right now, how do I represent function for our lesson? A function can be shown as a function machine or as a mapping diagram. So let's look here. What do I mean by a function machine? It's a way to write the relationship that I just mentioned right now. So let's look here. But let me erase everything that I just wrote it. So the first one is this one. This is the one that is drawn here. This is the function machine. Inside it, there is a relationship. And now I want you to figure out for me what is the new number. Let's hear Masa. What's the new number, ya Masa?
9.
Excellent job. How did you know it's 9?
Because we added 2.
Excellent. So the function is to add 2. So I will connect the 7 with the 9. Now let's look at the other one. Thank you, Yamasa. Please, the ones that they answer, lower your hand. Muhammad Fuad, what is the new number?
9.
Excellent job. Why is it 9?
Because 16
minus 7
minus
is
7
actual. Is actually what? 9. Let's look at the other one. Zaid Qrea. This one.
Yeah.
Where is it? What
10.
is the missing number, ya Zaid?
10.
10. Thank you very much. Now let's look at the other one. Let's look at Omar. What's the answer? This one. What's the answer, ya Omar? Oh, I didn't say Omar. Rakan. Rakan, what's the answer?
5.
5. Excellent job. Now, before I continue, I'm going to open the chat, okay? So you can start writing your name. Only to us, all of you, you can start writing your name right now. And let's continue the lesson. Now, let's look at this one. Only the first one I want you to answer. Well, let's pick right now from the girls, Sundus. Yes, Sundus. What's the missing number in the first one, this one?
6 by 4.
Which is?
Just
24. So you just need to multiply. Thank you, Sundus. Now let's look at the other one. I made it by mistake, which is 28. So this is the first question that I can ask you. I can also ask you in an indirect way, which means you should go backward. Going backward means that you will do the opposite operation. But before this, let's just do the last one, which is this one. So now, Jude, give me the answer here. The first one, 48 divided by 8, will give you what, Jude?
6.
6, thank you very much. So this one is actually 6. Now let's look at the last one, Ibrahim. Okay, by mistake I solved it. Ibrahim, you're going to solve the next question. Going backward in the next question. I will be giving you the answer and I want you to go backward. Remember, going backward means to do the opposite operation. So if I'm adding, I will subtract. If it's subtraction, you're going to add. If it's multiply, you're going to divide. If it's divide, you're going to multiply. So let's hear Ibrahim. What's the answer?
6.
6. What did you do?
10 minus 4.
Excellent job. So this is 10 minus 4. Now let's move to the next one. Let's say, who can solve? Ahmad Nasser. And this one, yeah, Ahmad. What is the missing number?
6, 15.
Minus or plus?
Minus.
Excellent. So 15 minus 6 is going to give you 9.
9.
Which is the missing number is 9. Thank you, Ahmad. Khawaja. Mahmoud Khawaja. Now this one, yeah, Mahmoud. What is the missing number, yeah, Mahmoud?
11.
Excellent job. So the missing number will be 11. Now the last one in this slide, Adnan.
Yes.
This one, yeah, Adnan. What's the missing number?
21.
Excellent job, 21. Let's look at this one. Yalla ya Yusuf. And Adnan, please mute yourself. Yusuf. Where were you, ya Yusuf? Yusuf, yes, you can speak, ya Yusuf. What's the missing number?
8.
8. Excellent job. Now let's go to Layth Khawaja. Let me just write the answer. Now this one, Layth Khawaja, what's the missing number? Layth, what's the missing number?
It is 11.
11. Thank you very much. Now, Muhammad Fuad, mute yourself, ya Khawaja. Muhammad Fuad, this one, what's the missing number?
21.
Excellent job. Now, the next one, Ahmad Rabi'a. This one, ya Ahmad. What's the missing number? Rabi'a, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, what's the missing number? Yes, say it. What is it?
40.
45, because 9 times 5 is 45. Thank you very much, ya Ahmad. For now, the missing number is what? 45. Now, unfortunately, we have only 3 minutes till the lesson over. We're going to go to the last section, and then after that, we're going to end the lesson. So the last part in this one is to find the rule by yourself. But remember, to find the rule, I should give you minimum 3 numbers. So let's pick the first one. Who can tell me what's the rule? Here, Zaid Qrea. How do you know? It's adding or multiplying or subtracting or dividing. And it's only one operation.
It's adding.
It's adding. Now, some of you, they might say it will be multiplying, but you need to check it for the 3 number. So add
adding by
what,
2.
Yazid?
Adding 2.
Excellent. So double check. 5 plus 2 is actually 7. Now, 3 plus 2 is 5. 8 plus 2 is 10, so the answer is correct. If it didn't work with the 3 of them, that means the answer is wrong. Okay? Thank you, Yazid. Now, in the next one, Omar. Or no, not Omar, Mira. This one, yeah, Mira.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, what do you think the rule is? Is it multiply or add or subtract or divide?
It is.
To know if it's adding or multiplying, the number should become bigger. Are they?
No, they're
so
smaller.
It could be either divide or subtract.
Yeah.
Is there a number you divide it by the 8 to make it 5?
No, it's dividing.
No, you mean subtracting.
Subtracting.
Subtract
sorry.
what?
3.
3. So the missing number here is 3. Now you double check. 8 minus 3 is 5. 4 minus 3 is 1. 7 minus 4 is 3. Okay? The last 2 examples, then we're going to end the session. Now, Omar, this one, what do you think the rule is? The numbers are becoming bigger, ya Omar.
Times 5.
Times 5. So double check. 3 times 5, 15. 7 times 5, 35. 2 times 5 is 10. The last one, Jad. This is the last example, then I will end the session. Jad, what's the rule?
Times 3.
Times or divide?
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3. Thank you very much. This is the end for our session. Next time we're going to continue the lesson. Okay? Goodbye everyone and have a nice day. You're not going to have a homework today. Okay? Goodbye, and I'm going to end the meeting.